Hello and welcome to Enquire to Choir. My name is Eva and I'm here to help you, fellow choir people. Just in case you didn't know, Enquire to Choir is a channel dedicated to helping professionals and non-professionals working with non-professional choirs. You can also find Enquire to Choir on Facebook and on Instagram. Well, a funny story. A colleague of mine asked me a few days ago to meet up with her because she needed some advice. And I had a very interesting conversation with her. She just started leading a small non-professional choir and finds it extremely difficult because the singers are not responding well to her instructions, which she finds to be shocking because her instructions were always working well when she was working with professionals and she isn't used to her instructions being ineffective. Her question for me then became the topic for today. So the topic of this video is how to gain your choir's trust. Now, you're probably wondering, how did you get to this topic when the question was something completely different? Well, because all she asked me was about how to improve their technique if they're not responding well to her instructions. But she didn't realize that she is missing the whole field. The question she needs to ask herself is not how to improve their technique if they're not listening to her. The question is why they're not responding. And I think that is about trust. Professionals are used to singing in front of people, even in front of just a single person, which can even be more difficult, but non-professionals are not. And most people don't realize that a big part of singing is opening yourself to someone. Yes, when someone is singing, they're literally opening a piece of their insides for you. Yes, we do so while we are talking as well, but it's not the same thing. You can say the words without connecting to those words, but you cannot sing without giving a piece of yourself. My biggest belief is that in the relationship of the choir's leader and the choir, the biggest thing is trust. Choir members have to trust their leader. Everything starts there. When they trust you, they feel the freedom to sing in front of you and to do the things you tell them to do. They feel safe. Well, if you have ever sung and if you have ever done some vocal technique exercises and practices, you have to realize that it looks silly when you do them. For example, the highest quality tone you can get is done by looking like this. So it's funny to them. And imagine the singers having to do that for you and they don't even know you. A part of the singer's mind and soul has to let go of that fact that they're looking silly. And you have to convince them they're not looking silly. And okay, you have to convince them they are looking silly because you cannot lie to them, but you don't care about that. You are only noticing the sound they are producing and you want them to get to their best. So, how to gain your choir's trust? First of all, don't do anything without introducing yourself to them first. And I don't mean just your CV. You can talk about why you are there, why you want to work with them, why you are the person for this choir, and that you're willing to work very hard for them. If you wish, you can even tell them something about your private life, if you're married, if you have children, what your education is, but only if you wish to. I don't think it's necessary, but if you tell them those stuff and if it's not too much, you can appear closer to them. And we all know they want to know. Second, for the love of God, don't start your first rehearsal very strictly and let's do vocal technique because you need it. And please don't list their problems. That is so wrong. You will have the time for it afterwards to work on their vocal technique and all the problems. But if you start in a very strict and unforgiving tone, they will close down immediately. It takes time to get there and you should take that time. Some people think it's funny if you make a fool of yourself to gain your choir members' sympathy. I don't agree. I think you should be professional and that the choir members are going to trust you best if they know that you know what you're doing. For example, if you give them an instruction and after taking the instruction they can immediately hear the difference, that is the best way to go. If they don't react to your instruction, try explaining it differently. Try 100 ways to explain it. Have patience until something works. If nothing works, try explaining why you wish them to take that instruction. What is the purpose of that instruction? If you realize that the instruction is too hard for them and they're not ready to do it yet, take it down a notch, find a simpler instruction which is on the path of the original instruction. If you're just starting out with a new choir, you should talk to them about what they were doing with their previous conductor and what they wish to do with you. For example, when I was in that situation, I talked to my choir and they said that they were singing pop songs which they didn't know. They were too old for them. So I gave them the simplest version of John Legend's All of Me to sing, which at that time was just hitting the radio stations. They loved it because they felt they immediately knew the song and they were more free and open to me correcting some things. And it felt cool for them to be singing a song they're just listening on the radio as a new hit. And bonus tip, don't make it about you. It's not about you. It's about the choir members. What I mean is, don't tell them things like, I'm not here only to be pretty. I'm here to help you. And I'm not even that pretty. You wouldn't believe how many times I've heard that. This is my advice, what to say to your choir. And this advice, these words work at any time, not just at the beginning. I'm here to help you. When you are on the stage, when you are feeling scared, and if you're not sure about some parts of the song, if you look at me, you can have an immediate information. You can immediately know what to do. That is what I'm here for. I know my stuff and I will never judge your errors, but I will never error myself because you depend on me. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I really hope this was helpful. If you wish to see more, you can subscribe. There are already some very interesting topics on the channel, and new videos are here every Thursday. Conduct well, conductors, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye!